The Harriet Tubman Home Incorporated is an independent not-for-profit established by the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church to manage and operate the homestead of Miss Harriet Tubman. On November the 1st, the Harriet movie was released honoring Tubman's life as an enslaved person in Maryland, her escape from slavery, and her role in the Underground Railroad. Joining us now to tell a little bit more about the details is the president and CEO of the Harriet Tubman Home, Karen V. Hill, and the pastor of the Mother AME Zion Church in Harlem, the Reverend Malcom J. Byrd. And good to have you both.
Thank you.
I think I know you pretty well. Good to have you. And so it's got to be, first of all, Karen, a good job or I say a great time for those who love Harriet. And being the CEO of the Harriet Tubman Home, knowing the Harriet movie is out, give me just your reflections.
Well, it's a wonderful time for the Harriet Tubman Home from the standpoint that we operate her 32-acre homestead in Auburn, New York. So we're open year-round, so visitation is way up. Everybody's super excited. But what's more important, I believe, is that the movie amplifies the theme of her core values, the first among them being faith. And you cannot see that movie and not recognize the value of faith in the liberation struggle. I mean, that's just powerful. And liberation in all sectors is what we focus on at the Harriet Tubman Home, because while we are so happy that her campaigns to bring the enslaved freedom seekers north was portrayed in the film, we're even more excited now that we'll have opportunity at the Harriet Tubman Home to tell the story of what the Free Harriet did for 54 years.
And Pastor, I know that you had the opportunity to be a part of the screening, right?
Indeed.
And so give us your reflections, your take back from seeing the screening and what it meant for you, given the fact that she's a part of the denomination and so much of a part of American history.
Indeed. First of all, I'm thrilled to be here today. I was a part of a group of about 100 persons, actually it was about 300 persons, but Focus Feature Films allowed an opportunity for about 100 persons associated with the church and the Harlem community to go to the Schomburg to view the movie. Now, as a historian myself, I'm watching the movie and seeing how the writers were able to contextually weave the faith narrative, the liberation narrative, at the same time. It was an incredibly moving picture. My mother and my sister have already seen it 3 times already.
Wow.
And it's a tremendous film, and it's a film that's beyond question one of the best I've ever seen.
So where do you go from here after having such a great film?
Well, you know, the drum continues. You know, everybody who sees the movie hears the drum of what are you going to do to rise up, okay? Rise up and seek your liberation and seek your freedom, okay? We know that for seniors, making sure you age in dignity and grace, that's a part of your freedom struggle. For all of America, Harriet had the John Brown Hall, which was an infirmary, which provided free health care to everyone, so access to health care, very important. Harriet grew fruits and vegetables and had animal life on her property to deal with people who were food insecure. So food insecurity is your issue. What are you doing in your community to address that? Harriet was an entrepreneur. So if you're a woman and you want to go into business, you take from Harriet that she learned how to fire those bricks on a kiln she built in our property and was able to sell those bricks to fortify the other part of her humanist movement activities. And as a part of liberation, she was central to the women's suffrage movement, okay? She was one of the few women, actually the only woman of color who could, and whites could not go into these convention halls and articulate this message, to articulate the need for women to have the vote, even though as states were extending the right to vote to women, they were taking the vote away from black men. But she could actually weave that, and if you see the film, you also see how she challenged up the abolitionists.
Indeed, right.
Okay, because she said she lived through slavery. The others are abolitionists because they believe it's wrong, but she lived what was wrong and knew what needed to be done.
We'll leave it there. Gonna have you come back on Perspectives, and you're gonna be a guest talking a little bit more about Harriet the movie. Got Karen Hill, the Reverend Malcom Byrd, pastor of the Mother AME Zion Church in Harlem. Listen, for more information, you can visit the website, theharriettubmanhome.com. Unfortunately, we come to the end of our show today. We want to thank all our guests for joining us. Most of all, you, the viewer, for tuning in. Now, if you missed any part of today's show, you can catch the recablecast at 5 and 10 p.m. on Optimum's Channel 67, Verizon Files Channel 33, or anytime on the web at bronxnet.org. That wraps it up for us here on the set of Open. I am Daren Jaime saying take care, God bless. Be sure to keep this channel wide open.